The Spirit of the living God would not allow you to be in the presentation of something that represents the world and not Him.
That's true.
It can have His name on it. But there's some places, even the church should not allow themselves to go.
Amen.
Really what he should have did was just went on and broke out into a break dance. And people was applauding. And some of the celebrities over there, I'm talking about Yolanda Adams, and the list just went on and on and on. And everything that got up had glitter all over. It wasn't plain clothing. When I say glitter, it's the girl that was having opened up and started, she had so much glitter from the camera, you could see the glitter in her face from her dress. Because she had so much makeup on, it was like a mirror. And you could see the glitter up. Now she didn't pay attention to see, we're talking about two different people here. The glitter was so strong that it was reflected in the cameras. And everything that came on there, they had one guy that anybody would have known without a doubt he was a real thoroughbred homosexual. He had his hat on, he had all this glitter on, and he was talking, I've been waiting on this a long time. I'm like, man, it's something that you ain't waiting on, but you got
all right.
What's going on with us in the church, not just Christ open door. See, it's not Christ open door. What you are fighting now is a spiritual warfare.
Yes.
And because you see such a decline, that's when we try to increase our thoughts, our prayers, our faith. Because when you see the devil attacking you like this, it's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a reason why sometimes, now some people could be home just like I talked about, they could be home because they're just tired. Do you know the devil will wear out the most violent person in the room, and all of a sudden they don't feel like it no more. Because the enemy will wear us down spiritually, the enemy will wear us down physically, and the enemy will wear us down mentally.
Yeah. Amen.
He have you in such a condition that don't nothing really seem to make you happy. And what really bothers me most of all is that we put God's name on it, but we're acting like it's the devil's workshop.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I'm talking about millions of dollars being spent on the Stellar Awards. And I'm saying, God, if it's like that in 2022, what it's going to be like when DJ gets 5 more years? This baby he'll get 5 more years, they get 5 more years. Because in 5 more years, church is that's not going to be church no more. Like this. I would be almost surprised that we're still making assemblies. Because when you go inside the assemblies now, it's going to have such a redundancy from the world to the point when you go to church, if you ain't smoking a joint, you're not going to feel like you're in church. People go to church now high. Are you hearing me? Because ain't no way in the world the Holy Ghost, y'all better hear me. The Holy Ghost will ask you to behave the way some of these people behave. And they wait getting high before they come to church.
Amen.
And they may not be smoking marijuana. They got some stuff out here, you can snort it or whatever you want to do. And when you get to church, you're so high that you don't hold the standards of holiness. Now you're acting just like you're in the world. Just like you're on the stage, like you're performing. And that's what I saw last night. And it bothered me to the point the Holy Ghost inside of me would not sit there and entertain me.
Amen.
I got up. I didn't say a word to her. I got up and went into another room. Because it bothered me just that much. Can I help somebody?
Help somebody.
When y'all start seeing stuff in the world going on and it don't bother you, you need to go back and start praying.
That's true.
Some things ought to bother you. That's true. Check this concordant. Help the concordant. Some things ought to bother you. Are y'all hearing me?
Amen.
If all the Brother Patton say, hey, we're taking billions, not millions, saints, billions of dollars. What's the thing called? Artemis? Billions, saints. And when we see the Christian as well, our country, most people in America are living below the poverty level.
Most
people are living below the poverty level.
Amen.
And if some of us did not get some supplemental support from some of these agencies that don't mind giving some runner assistance or utility assistance and things that I order, some of us could not survive. I'm one of them.
Amen.
I wouldn't make it without help.
Amen.
But we can take billions of dollars, that's true, and fly to a place that God already owns. We want to circle what God already owns. He's our own. The stars, he owns the moon, he owns the sun. Now a lot of people don't believe this. See, if what you believe about this Bible is really what makes it more effective to you. That's true. Because everybody say that they believe the word, they really don't believe it. No. Because if we really truly believe the Bible the way that it has been written, then a lot of us will be living in our lives in a different perspective. That's true. Even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like making, sometimes you just got to press your way.
Yes.
I was in that revival for 3 nights, and I don't think we had 20 people out one night. But every night I went like it was 120.
Amen.
There was no offering given to me from the revival. Everything that raised in the revival stayed in the church. The only offering I got was 3 envelopes. Are y'all hear me? Just enough money to get me and my wife, the night that I got the 3 envelopes, 2 of them I didn't even open. But the one that I opened had just enough money to get me a 3-piece chicken. I got $20 and 12 of that went to Popeyes. Are y'all hearing me? See, when we learn how to make sacrifices for God, what happens is God is preparing us in order for the outpouring of the Spirit. So what you're going through now is like your dark room experiences. This is your real challenges. This is the real place that you're going to ready to see God, because you got a lot of people working stuff and they don't want to see you grow. That's true.
Amen.
We link up with the wrong folks. And we link up for the wrong reasons. Sometimes we link up with people that can always be a blessing to us. Some people give you money, just make sure that you go stay in their pocket. Amen. Are y'all hear me?
That's real.
But if I got somebody in my life and I had a person that I really love, but since they left this ministry, and one time you could see them with my wife almost every day, if it could be possible. And now she can't even get a phone call. She can't even get a text. And some of the message that I get or she gets, they send about somebody else. But we say we're born again. We say we love one another.
Amen.
Are y'all hearing me? So what's causing the condition of the church being the shape it is now? The reason why we can't see the anointing, we can't see the miracle, because we're mixing up with the wrong stuff. And you got to be able to stand and say, listen, I love my daughter, I love my son that live down south, but God shut me off and said, oh, just leave it alone. When the need be bothered with, and some things happen, I was expecting to happen because I know what God said. And when it happened, the first time that we had a conversation with one another, and the first time it came out of Lagos' mouth, he said, well, then I want to say I was sorry. I'm saying, I always want to say to him, I've been waiting on you to say that the next day that you spoke to me like you did. But the condition of people's mind today, they can love you in 1 minute and cuss you out in another. Can I hear somebody? Cuss out don't mean just saying bad words.
Amen.
You can curse people in a way that you don't have any type of affiliation with them. You don't have no more love with them. You don't have no more fellowship. Why can't we fellowship outside of the church that we're in? I would never want to treat nobody the way some people treat me. I mean, how dare was it? Sometimes people get so upset by things that really didn't belong to you in the first place. You was a contributor. You made some things happen, but by no means did God give you the authority to act like it was all yours and nobody else's. Amen. Are y'all hearing me?
Amen.
So I'm blessed. I'm getting more and more blessings because I'm seeing the beauty, but I'm also seeing the beast. I see the beauty, but I also see the beast. A lot of people want to see the beauty. See the beauty, the one that's beautiful, everybody proud of them. Everybody, nobody minds somebody if you got something beautiful inside of you. But the beast part, the hidden part, the ugly part, that's the part that nobody wants to expose. And that's the beast part. Every one of us got a beauty and every one of us got a beast. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
All right.
But what it is, you don't want to make sure, you want to make sure that your beast does not overcome your beauty.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you maintain your beauty. The beast gonna show up sometimes.
Yeah.
The beast gonna show up. Sometimes he's gonna tell a lie. Sometimes he's gonna be envious. Sometimes he's gonna be jealous. It's something that the beast gonna do. But we always want to maintain the point that we'll not let the beast in us overcome the beauty in us. And that's one thing the church has done. And the beast showed up.
Yeah.
And the beast said, I'm going to show you just what y'all think y'all are. So now we got the people with the big name, the ones that got the most money, the ones that get all the recognition. All the recognition is going to these celebrities. And some of them was very humble and very loving and very compassionate for the world. When God started letting them get money, they changed. And now all of a sudden, the one that you used to say was holy, now is Hollywood. How y'all hear me?
Amen.
And there's a difference between holiness and Hollywood.
Yes,
I don't care what nobody say. Is it going to get better? No.
Amen.
Everybody going to get this kind of word.
All right.
Don't worry about that.
Amen.
Everybody ain't going to get this kind of word. So if 5 of us get this word, we can pass it on to somebody else. I said one time, I never forget this. I said, when you go to the Chinese restaurant or the Japanese restaurant, you supposed to Buddha. That ain't gonna stop you from getting them chicken nuggets. That's not gonna stop you from getting them wings because they're good wings. But every dime that they make, they put it back into the Buddhist religious beliefs. Are y'all hearing?
Right.
So if we say we're going to the Chinese place because we love Chinese food, we still have to say, well, we suppose a God. And the Lord said, there shall have no other God before. But we make it Buddha fatter than what it is. And when you go into the Chinese restaurant, you got that big old belly looking out front, you better believe you support that. But let me tell you something, you don't find Buddha coming to the church supporting God. Are y'all hearing me?
Amen.
It's simple stuff. And the Spirit of God is dealing with you in such a way, he said, because the gods of this world have blinded their mind. He wasn't talking to the world, he was talking to us, the church.
Yeah.
And we get blinded by love. We get blinded by the bump. We get blinded by the big old rings and watches and all the children on side. We get blinded by it. And we think that's God because we think everything that glitter and shine, we think that's success.
All right.
We believe all because they got a big church of 10,000 and 5,000, 15,000 members. But that don't mean anything because the devil knows how to duplicate what God makes it real. That's true. And the church don't understand. Somebody got to tell it. I love Charles Stanley. I love some of these white preachers that you see on TV and they minister to thousands of people in their pulpit. They don't hoop, they don't holler, they stand there to teach them the basic word of God. And God is drawing those churches. And people just coming in and they're hearing gospel that some of us not even talk about. We're not talking about adultery in our church and fornication. We don't even talk about sin. We don't talk about hell. We don't come on somebody. The only thing we talk about is success and prosperity. It's true. Not all of us, but most of us. All we want to tell you is how you can get rich. How you can live in metro instead of the projects. Are y'all hearing me?
Right.
But some of these ministers, they have not taken down. Their status today is just like it was, and some of them have preached 40 and 50 years. John Hagin is another one. Are y'all hearing me? Bonafide preachers. And the churches are packed. Why? Because they're preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. You don't see no smoke machines. Charles Stanley got no smoke machine, and when the choir gets singing, you don't even know you got a choir. You don't see no orchestra with 5 and 6 trumpets and 5 trombones and all that foolishness, 4 or 5 drummers and the smoke coming up in the air. And we call it and we name it a religious atmosphere. And God said not so, because you got a name that lives, but you're dead on
All right.
Amen.
So there's beauty in the beast. And I thank God for it because he showed me how that Lee and Rachel had an issue. Lee was the ugly one. She was. She wasn't pretty at all. She was the ugly one. She was the beast in Laban's house.
Yeah.
And Jacob, he worked all of those years in order to be able to marry the beast. All right, y'all help somebody?
Amen.
People been laboring years and years and years in order to get to the wedding, to marry the beast when they engage to the beauty. God is the beauty. The devil is the beast.